First, I would like to say how I truly enjoyed that the material presented in this class and the assignments and discussions we participated in were all very relevant to my life. I knew some information about some topics discussed, and I knew none about others, but after I've gone through the course, I feel that I've learned a lot of relevant and important information and how it relates to my own financial responsibility. The topic that meant the most to me in this class was learning how to create a budget. I really enjoyed researching my future career, learning the median salary of my job, and then creating a sample budget based off the information I found. Budgets include things like housing, car payments and transportation, food and drinks, TV, phone and internet, healthcare, education costs, recreation, and clothing. In a budget, we also include the amount of money taken out for things like taxes, retirement, Medicare, and savings. I enjoyed learning how to calculate each of those to determine how much money would be taken out of my pay each pay period. Then, with the money left over, I determined how much I could spend on other various domains of spending. This topic is important to me as, being a teacher later on in life, I know that I will be on a very strict budget in my first couple years on my own. Life is expensive and it is important to create a budget and stick to it. If I practice good financial responsibility early on in my first real teaching job and stick to my budget, I can start making good spending and saving habits to carry throughout my life. It is also important to me that I begin good saving habits early on. With a budget, I can set aside money each pay period to go towards things like retirement, emergency funds, and other various savings accounts. This can also mean saving for an item I want, like a house or a vacation. Using a budget will teach me how to be responsible with my money and not overspend. I've been guilty before and learned on my spending diary that I often spend unnecessary money on food and things like trips to Starbucks. I want to make sure that later on in my life I am not wasting money and I always know where my money is going and what it is going towards. I will use this information in the future when it comes to creating my first real budget. The information created in my sample budget was just an outline and an estimate of my future expenses. When I know my exact salary and rent payments, car payments, and student loan payments, I will have a more comprehensive and accurate picture of my future budget. I will take the information I learned when it comes to calculating taxes, retirement, and Medicare and determine how much money I will have left to spend each pay period. I'll also be able to determine that these things were calculated correctly on my paycheck. With that, I will create a well-balanced budget that allows me to pay off my bills and have room for entertainment and personal expenses, but not too many. Overall, I will use this information and other information I learned throughout this course in order to practice good financial responsibility and set myself up for being smart with my money now and down the road.